And now we come to the third part of our program this evening, which is the closing statements by the candidates, and we will do this. They'll have 2 minutes each. They'll do it in reverse alphabetical order, beginning with Joe Werner.
Thank you all for coming tonight, and I just want to take these last 2 minutes to say a word about my running mates. The thing that's amazing about this ticket is each one of us met the other working in our community, working for the betterment of Asbury Park. Some of the people on this ticket, as I said before, have been working for over a decade in this city, and they have the experience and the know-how to get the job done. It's a ticket of hardworking, honest people. We've been working for, like I said, decades, and we will continue to work no matter what happens on May 14th. And the thing that I would take away from tonight, it's a very important election. We all know that, and that's why you're all here, and we appreciate that you're here. And I appreciate everyone who's running. And I'm glad that we could listen to what everybody had to say tonight. And I think you should consider what was said. But more importantly, you should be skeptical of what was said, and you should ask questions, and you should get to know every candidate up here. Talk to their friends, talk to their neighbors, look at the organizations that they are part of, look at their record in the community. Because it is the political season, and there is a lot of talk. Just because you're a good talker doesn't mean you'll be a good council member. What's important is the people who've made this commitment, a commitment to our community, and will continue to make a commitment to this community after the election. And if you do that, I'm confident that you will vote 1 Asbury on May 14th.
Thank you.
A little late, Asbury.
You're out of order, sir. Stephen Williams, excuse me.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. It's definitely a privilege to sit up here with everyone that's running. Some really good topics thrown around. I'm coming from a more of an emotional and personal standpoint as a candidate, being as though I am a product of Asbury Park, coming from a very strong family and prevalent family in Asbury Park. I really was, this is the part of the whole program that I was nervous about because I was writing and thinking about what I would say. But it's a beautiful thing being green, because you could sit in a room like this, hear the subject matter, and take the proper precautions and the proper steps to make certain things happen, to make certain change come about. I'm proud to be from Asbury. Couldn't be more prouder than tonight. It's just, this is a long, hard road, and it takes a lot of fortitude to sit up here. AP Out Front is a ticket full of people who are either lifelong or at least 30-year residents here in Asbury Park, and has nothing but the best in mind for the city of Asbury Park, with no hidden agendas, no hidden purposes. So on May 14th, this is not a ploy to gain vote. For whatever you do, make the right decision. Skepticism is not the key, but concern and ultimate, how can I say this? Concern is definitely the key to making things happen the right way on May 14th. So when you get your chance to vote, make the right decision, believe in your decision, and I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Randy Thompson, please.
Randy Thompson, independent candidate. I didn't prepare a closing statement, which we'll find out if that was a mistake or not in a minute. But, you know, usually we hear all the issues, and, you know, that's included in the closing statement. But what I really wanted to tell you is just to reiterate why I wanted to do this. And you know, I could talk about the frustrations of trying to be involved and get something done. I could tell you about all that. But really, like I said before, the bullet point is just I want a safer, healthier community. I want Asbury Park to be what it's supposed to be. That this used to be a city where people in New York would pick up the paper and read about what was going on down here, not the other way around. And I firmly believe that, not that we're going to get back to that day, but that our best days are actually ahead of us, because we haven't made them yet. And this is a community in somewhat of a crisis. But just talking from personal experience, from an impoverished person who has lived through it himself, crisis is a point, not of despair, but of opportunity, because you could either break bad, or you could break for the better. And here we are at a city council election, and we have a chance to make a decision. So it's your decision. So I floated some ideas out there, all of us have. And if you like what I've said, I hope that you save a vote for me. I'm one person running out here. I'm a single parent in my spare time doing this. I've met so many people in the community, knocking on doors, and I've actually had the opportunity to resolve some constituent affairs while we were out there, solve some problems just from hearing from members of the community. I can promise you that if you save a vote for me, that if you don't let big money, incumbency, or political machinery dictate your choice, that you save someone, that you'll have an independent thinker, you'll have an active, agitated voice on the city council. And that's, I think, the best thing I could say to you. And thanks for listening to me tonight.
Thank you. Harold Suggs?
Nor did I prepare a closing remarks. But, the bottom line is, it really is up to you as voters. I mean, who do you see or what do you see Asbury Park as being? You're not visitors here. You're not passing through. You're here as residents, and what is determined by who you vote for really is a reflection on you, because you have the power to say, yes, we like that particular person or ticket because they're speaking my language. They're addressing the issues I think are important. And, one thing that I ever really hear about Asbury Park is that it really is a family community. I moved here at the age of 9 years old, not at my own direction, but by being thrown in the back of a car and saying, we're moving. I had no choice in the matter. I came out of Brooklyn. But my point is, as long as I've been here, and God's blessed me to be 65 years old now, and have 4 children and 6 grands, I haven't seen it depreciate in that area, that it not longer any longer be a community of families. We have to make sure that we make the right decision. You have to make the right decisions. I'm running independently or as an independent just because. I started not to run because I said, no, don't run, Harold. But I have so many things I want to say, so many things I want to see. When you have a community whereby your leadership is questionable in regards to its appreciation for the community, which is supposed to work on behalf of, it's time, I think, in my own mind, to make a change. You can't continue wishing and hoping that the right thing will be done when those who are in power can't see what the right thing is. You have an opportunity to make a choice. As I say, I'm running by myself, but there are some candidates up here. I would even vote for myself because you have to go in a different direction. You can't continue to go south when you need to go north. Thank you.
Thank you. Dwayne Small?
Once again, thank you for having me, VFW, and thank all of the residents for coming out. If you want more of the same, then Asbury 1, the Forward Asbury, that's your ticket. If you want less, AP out front is your ticket. But if you truly want change, then the A-team is your ticket. You find the A-team out in the street, not some of the time, but all of the time. I'm in the streets every day. A lot of you people in here, or a lot of the people in here hear me at city council meetings on a regular basis yelling about jobs, jobs, jobs. I stand behind my word. I actually give young men in the community jobs. I'm doing what I say, what I profess, that's what I'm doing. And after this election is over, with all of the candidates up here, I want to see y'all continue to do what y'all say y'all doing. Because if y'all continue to do what y'all say y'all doing, then Asbury would be a better place. Don't yell about jobs because it's political season. Don't yell about crime because it's political season. And Forward Asbury is continuing to create a divide in our city. We're going to build 2,000 condominiums down there, people coming in with money, but then over here, we got people of less fortunate means. So as I said, if you want more of the same, vote for Asbury 1, Forward Asbury. If you want less, vote for AP out front. But if you truly want change, the A-team gonna bring change to this city. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy Quinn? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Mr. Sanders.
Yes, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. And everybody who's running for council, I definitely would like to extend the thanks to you, because from what we've been doing, this spurred, people to really come out and to really take pride in their city. Running the city is a balancing act. It's no one silver bullet, like John was saying, that's going to bring the city back. Asbury Park, when we stepped in, was blighted. A lot of people talk about, okay, I've been here 5 years and, I'm seeing, crime going, I've been here 10 years. But this has been an ongoing thing in Asbury Park. We, as this council, have gained the trust of the county, the state, because of the positive things that we have been doing and keeping the city going forward. We came in after corruption. We haven't had any corruption since we've been in office, but no one's sitting here. Going forward, Asbury Park has a plan. This city council has a plan. Forward Asbury is the plan if you want to keep Asbury going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy Quinn.
Amy Quinn, 1 Asbury. So I'm going to take the 2 minutes and describe kind of how this ticket got together, because everybody sitting at the 1 Asbury table here is like everybody out in the audience, right? We were just some people who were unhappy. And so 4 years ago I ran and I met Myra Campbell. And what I loved about Myra Campbell is Myra Campbell went to every council meeting and she was really civil, but she went there and talked about the effects that the Springwood Ave redevelopment was having on the residents. And what she did was she brought a picture of a woman who couldn't get out of her home because the sidewalks had been torn up. And she brought that picture every 2 weeks, and she'd bring that picture to the council, and she'd ask what were they doing about it. And oftentimes it was a lackluster response. And so I finally recruited Myra on this ticket. And I got to know Joe over the last 4 years, and what I loved about Joe with Bradley Cove is that he engaged the community. He said, I want you to write letters to the current council. I want you to come out to a protest. I want you to make signs at the protest. I want you to call the county. And I thought that was fantastic because I think Joe's the main reason we don't have the Bradley Cove development. And John Moore I got to know in the last year, and he has become so near and dear to me. And the reason I love John Moore is because he went to the council meetings along with Rita and everybody else, and he questioned the budget. He questioned the bonding. He questioned the borrowing. He questioned the rising taxes. And he did it civilly, but he was always right every time he did it. And I got to know Talisha at the Board of Ed debates, and I thought she had such a clear vision on our youth and our recreation and kind of bringing that to the table. So this ticket is representational to me of all the people in this audience. We're not politicians, right? We're some people who are like, we can do it better. And I truly believe the 1 Asbury ticket can do it better.
Thank you. Will Potter.
Will Potter, Forward Asbury. And I would like to thank everyone for coming out this evening. This is a really important election, and it's great to see a room filled with citizens who want to hear and listen to all the candidates and hear what they have to say. And I hope that you take the decision that you have to make on May 14th very seriously. As I said earlier, I am a licensed clinical social worker, and I have a special relationship with this city because I worked here in the early 1990s, and I worked with the adult psychiatric population, and I remember when the city was, when it was referred to as a ghost town. And, I worked in the boarding homes, I went to the residential health care facilities, and I also I worked that through Easter Seals, and then I did in-home intensive therapy with the adolescents in the community here in Asbury. So I've seen the changes, and it's great to see that. And so when they asked me to join the team, I was really honored because I've seen the progress. I think we all have. I think that our ticket is a very balanced ticket. We have an experienced council members, and we have Greg and myself. We're bringing a new perspective. Obviously, my passion is working with adolescents, and I would bring that enthusiasm to the council and to really work with that group. Also, I'm a very strong supporter of public education. I am part of the NJAA. I lobby for strong legislation that supports a strong public education system. And in Asbury, as we all heard tonight, education is a key to many opportunities for our youth and for the city. So I thank you for your time, your patience, and I hope I can get your support on May 14th. Thank you.
Thank you. Ramon Palmer.
I'm going to stand up if you don't mind because I've been sitting in the back all night. My name is Ramon Palmer. I'm with the A-Team, and I'm grateful that the City Council has invested in the city, but I think we need to invest in the people of the city because we are what makes this city go. When we talk about crime, when we talk about the youth of this community and what's going on, I spoke about it earlier, when you don't have job opportunities, you don't have the job training, you don't have job opportunities, you're going to get the type of crime that you have in the city. We talk about recreation. I don't really know where it is because maybe that's because of the lack of communication that goes throughout the city. They talked about that earlier. But let's talk about investing in the people of the city of Asbury Park. I've been part of a team, a group of guys who have gone door to door throughout this entire city. In the last 18 months, we have registered close to 2,000 people to vote here in the city of Asbury Park. I'm hoping they come out on May 14th to make a difference in this community. I've been involved in 2010 in an event that happened at the Asbury Park High School. It was a Stop the Violence concert. We brought people from the Boys Club, some ministers out to speak. We brought parents to the stage whose children had been killed in our community. There had been like 16 children who had been killed. We brought them to the stage. We wanted to show them that we were there for them, that we were concerned about them. We can't forget the people of this community. Everyone talks about their taxes and what's personal to them, and I understand that. But we have to worry about our next door neighbors. We have to worry about the person down the street. We have to worry about our children because they are the future of Asbury Park. We have to make better choices for one another. We have to make choices that include everyone. There's a lot of diversity in this community. Everyone talks about it. But if you want real diversity, we have to have more minorities in your beachfront. There has to be a better minority presence in your downtown area. Don't just think that they reside on the southwest quadrant in the city of Asbury Park.
Thank you. John Moore.
John Moore, 1 Asbury. I did prepare a speech, and most of it's already been discussed, so I'm going to skip around a little bit. First of all, as many others have already done, I'd like to commend everybody up here for giving their time to the city. This is a great city, and anybody that knows me, I really do love the city. I've been here my entire life, and it is great. I agree with Dwayne very, very much. I hope to see everybody after the election, no matter who wins, and we'll find out who talks the talk and who walks the walk. I will be there. We didn't touch on a couple issues. Going door to doors, everybody else has been doing. Code is a big issue. Quality of life is a big issue. There are issues that have to be addressed. I agree with Jim Keady 100%. We need a very strong finance committee, but before we need that, we need a CFO. This is a town working without a CFO, and that's maybe why we have $1 million not being put into a budget, which was a horrendous mistake. So we need a CFO. Besides a finance committee, we'd also try to set up committees for businesses, be they big, small, on either side of the town, throughout the town, to speed up the process. No red tape, no delays, make it very speedy. To me, city government should be helping its residents and developers, not hindering them. And I'm sure within the next 2 weeks, you'll all be receiving multiple glossy mailings saying what we've done in the past 12 years with all pretty pictures and everything. Hopefully, you'll look at everything, including your tax bills, that have gone up 14% without the $1 million and 44% on the sewer bill. In closing, all I would like to say, I was asked to run on 2 other tickets, the A-Team and Forward Asbury. I declined, and I'm running with the 1 Asbury ticket. I know I made the right decision. I hope you will support me and my ticket, 1 Asbury. Thank you.
Thank you. John Lafredo.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before I was elected, I was a community activist. I will put my record up against anybody sitting up here over the volunteerism and the work that's been done for this community. Of course, I'm also one of the oldest ones, except for John and Mr. Harris, so of course that gives me an edge. Ladies and gentlemen, an Emerald City begins with a ruby spark. Where's that spark? We have been that spark. This city is on its way. Everybody can tell you how horrible everything is. Everybody can tell you that nothing's happening. That's just not true. You don't turn around 50 years of neglect in 12 years. It takes longer than that, and it takes commitment. We have the experience, and we have the new blood that is necessary to move this city forward. Everybody sitting up here is a community activist that's sitting on my ticket. Everybody up here has tried to help others. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come a long way. We have a lot farther to go. We will not quit on you. We will not move away on you. We live here in the city. We will take care of our city, and we love this city. We will be there for you in this way. Anybody who needs me, you can call me. Our phone numbers are published. I get phone calls, I get emails every day from people who need help. I do not let them down. I will not let you down. Neither will my ticket. These are good, dedicated people. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about Asbury Park enough to come here. God bless you.
Thank you. Jim Keady.
I would like to thank everyone for taking the time tonight to be here with us and get more informed as voters. Again, my name is Jim Keady, and I am running for re-election to the Asbury Park City Council. As I shared in my opening comments, I was the loyal opposition to my colleagues, my former colleagues, when I was on council. Those of you that supported me then knew that I had solid ideas and an absolute commitment to dealing with the issues of taxes, jobs, housing, crime, recreation, having more effective management, and having a redevelopment plan that really worked. Those of you that supported me back then know I had good ideas, like having budget hearings, getting spending and taxes under control. Unfortunately, in the 8 hours of budget hearings that I got put in place, I was the only person that was there for the 8 hours. People knew that I was right when I talked about gangs and guns, except my former colleagues. When I was honest about the situation with the Bloods in town, not only did they ask me to resign, they wanted me to move out of town. People that supported me know that I was right with regard to effective management when I was asking for employees at City Hall to have time cards, for them to have job descriptions, for there to be performance reviews. And people knew that I was right when I said that our waterfront redevelopment plan was flawed from the start, trying to have 3,000 condominium units. Those of you that were involved in the process early on should remember, those units were supposed to be built out in the last 10 years. We only have a few hundred because the plan was flawed from the start. Now, one of the most important lessons that I learned was a few days after I got onto council. I went to lunch with then Deputy Mayor Bruno, now Councilman Bruno. And Jimmy, in his wonderfully snarky, sarcastic way, waved 3 fingers in my face. And he said, "You need 3 votes to get anything accomplished, Jimbo." And when I made a decision to run again, I kept that in mind. I didn't want to have just the right ideas, the passion, the commitment, and the hard work. I knew I needed at least 3 votes. And that's why I committed to run with the A-team, Mr. Palmer, Mr. Small, Dr. Hyland, and Mr. Harris, because we share the same ideas. We share the same level of commitment, and we absolutely have the work ethic. And that's why we want to earn your vote on May 14th. You deserve better government in Asbury Park, and we can deliver it to you. Thank you very much.
Rosetta Johnson.
I want to thank everyone for coming out today. I sit here and I listen, and I concur with some, and I disagree with many. I worked for the city for 10 years. I worked inside the city. I worked for the city. I was the city's grant writer. I go out and do assessments and write grants to answer the needs of city residents. I lived in the city 53 years, so I've been inside, I've been outside. I don't talk too much because I'm about doing work. People in this city that know me, I'm about doing work. We can talk all day, but when you peel back the cosmetics, you'll see who's done what. Barack Obama said in his inauguration speech, "We the people, you're the candidates. You're the candidates. A vote for me should be a vote for you." Barack Obama went on to say that we all created equal. In his last sentence in the State of the Union address, he said, "We are the authors who will write the history of the United States." What he's saying right here, what seeds do we want to plant for the generations to come? When will the division stop? When will we all in this room work together? Pick the best candidates, everybody get behind them, and let's have once again a great Asbury Park. Thank you.
Thank you. Nora Hyland.
Hi, my name is Nora Hyland. I'm with the A-Team. And I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I want to thank the VFW and the League of Women Voters and APTV as well. When I moved here 11 years ago, one of the main reasons I moved here is because I really believed that the city was poised to become a truly integrated city where all people could thrive. Things were beginning to change, and I give credit to the current council for some of the changes that took place. But a lot of things didn't happen in those 11 years. Among those things, we don't have a truly integrated city where all people are thriving. We simply don't. We have persistent and unacceptable levels of crime. We have failing schools. We have inefficient and inadequate systems of communication from the City Hall to the citizens. We have increasingly high taxes. We have lots of debt, way more debt than our city can handle. We have too few opportunities for our youth, and we have far too few opportunities for our most struggling adults. These are things that should have been and could have been addressed in the last 11 years. Certainly, they could have done better than they've been done. I want to raise my children in a truly integrated city where our elected leaders attend to the issues that affect all students. I'm a teacher, I always say students. All people. We have a beautiful waterfront, but there's a lot more that we can do. So I think that we can do better. I'd like to help this city do better. I think the A-team has the right ideas and the right people on it to make this city do better. So I appreciate your time, and thanks for listening.
Thank you. Greg Hobson.
First, I'd like to thank everyone sitting at this table. Without your zeal, without your fight, without your drive and determination, none of us would really be here tonight. To the public, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your evening to come out and hear what we all have to say. And hopefully once you've heard everything, you've went home, digested it all, and above all, I'm going to ask you to go home and pray on this. Because without God's help, none of us will be here. Tomorrow is not promised to us. The day after is definitely not. But what I bring and what this team brings is an honesty, integrity, and hope for the future. I heard someone say here that you need to tax churches. Well, let me tell you about one church, mine. Someone said you need to make sure they're clean. Our facility is stellar. I happen to be the director of buildings and grounds, and I invite anyone to come in any day of the week and walk through our facility. You'll see we have a stellar facility. Our property is meticulously kept. Over the past 5 years, we've brought such artists as Donnie McKirkin and Gospel's Sunday's best artists into this community. And we've done free concerts. And we were able to do it because we don't have to pay taxes. We don't have to charge the community. So when you said charge taxes, okay, you can raise taxes on one hand, but then you have to charge people for services on the other hand. We do a free carnival every year, and we discount the tickets, so it's affordable for everyone. This year, we're not only doing a carnival. With the help of the council, we're doing a carnival, a boxing event that same day, which is also free to the community. So when you say what is being done by the churches are doing a lot. Every church is doing what they can do in this community, not only to provide free services, but to also empower our children not to be violent. Thank you.
Clavette Hill.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here, and thanks for being here. In 1982, my parents moved us here from Newark because crime was so great. So when we moved to the Asbury Park, we thought we were in paradise. In fact, we were in paradise. Now we find ourselves being a part of crime the same way it was in Newark, ducking and diving from bullets. I hear it almost every other week. I decided to go back to school and get my social work degree license because I wanted, one, for my children to be proud of me, and two, because I wanted to help my community. I believe the future of Asbury Park resides in our children. What we do from this point on and how we do it is very important because we have a legacy that we have to leave our children. We need to create more programs to help keep the youth out of trouble. We need to speak up and talk about crime and be able to speak up without anyone else feeling as though they're going to get shot or murdered for announcing what they saw. We need to play more of an active role in our community in helping the youth. AP Out Front got together because we felt as though we are the team to do that. We want to help our youth rise and be proud that they are in the community that they are in. We need our community to be like it was when we were young. The community looked out for each other. The community was the parents.
Thank you. Susan Henderson.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the VFW for holding this here, the League of Women Voters for running it, and for everyone else to show up. I'm very happy to see a lot of people here, because I think an educated voter will make the right decision in the end. I am Councilwoman Sue Henderson. I truly am running for re-election, because you have to be in office to run for re-election. And what I see on this stage that I'm very impressed with, I see some good people up on this stage. I see some activists. I see some community people who are making a difference in their community. What I don't see that concerns me is proven leadership. What you have on Forward Asbury Park is you have 3 experienced councilmen and a woman, and 2 stellar individuals who are honest, who we have asked to run with us because they share the vision that we share for the future of Asbury Park. I hear a lot of things up here. I hear a lot of stretched truth. I'm not talking about lying, but stretched truth about redeveloped stalling and all kinds of things. Well, I think you were all in the same place I was in around 2007, 2008, where the economy was horrendous and everything stopped and it stalled. But this is the first council that actually took a developer to court so that we could jumpstart redevelopment again, and we've done it. They talk about bonding and they talk about pilot program, but they truly don't understand what it is, and it's obvious because all of us own mortgages, and we mortgaged our house, we bonded our house. You owe money. This is the first time the council and this city can pay their own bills through generating all kinds of income. And I feel that we cannot go backwards. We cannot go for the change that the A-Team's talking about. We need to move forward, and we can do it with Forward Asbury Park, with the 3 council, and with our 2 running mates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Harris.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. First, I'd like to thank everybody here. I'd like to thank the VFW TV station. Most of all, I'd like to thank my wife and my daughter for putting up with me not being around for the last 6 months. I thank you for letting me do this. But right now, it's time for change. It's time that we move forward. It's time that we got goalposts on the football field for our Pop Warner team. Okay? They have been practicing without goalposts. Okay? It's time that we took that $5 million of RCA money and put it to work in our community. I give Interfaith Neighbors a grand applause for building houses, but that's spotty redevelopment. That's not revitalization. If we take that $5 million and put it to work on the west side, think how the quality of life would increase. We talk about going forward. Well, this is how we've gone forward. Between 2002 and 2011, Asbury Park's gross revenue has only increased by $2 million. Okay? So is that progress? Slow progress. Can we afford slow progress for our youth? Can we afford slow progress for our people? Barack Obama is going to get 8 years to be president of Asbury Park. This president council's had 12 years. I say that's enough time to turn things around. We talk about our churches. What the A-Team has proposed, and we've already met with the Ministerial Alliance, me personally, is that we harness the energy of our churches. We have over 50 churches in Asbury Park providing various services to our community. God said that the poor will always be with you, and it is the job of the churches to help the poor. We intend on harnessing that. We have talked with the Ministerial Alliance in reference to bringing the churches together and networking their energy. What I really want to do is say we are a strong community. We are a proud community. We are a diverse community. We are special. Please believe that. And when you vote, vote with your heart, vote with the intelligence that you have, and vote for Asbury to move forward by voting for the A-Team. I thank you for listening. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you. Dorval Giles? Dorval?
I'm Dorville Gillis. I'm glad to be here, and thank you to everybody to be a part of this. If I'm elected May 14, I'm looking to working forward with the others we have the same God. We can do it if we want, especially the young one. The parents have to try to help them out as much they can, make some time for them. And we can do anything we want if we work together. Thank you.
Shada Familera.
I'm not like a really outspoken person, but that doesn't mean that I can't get things done. Anybody who know me know that I do get things done. I'm just not sitting here talking about it like everybody else is doing, but I get things done. My main focus is the youth, the teenagers, that's 16 and 17. That's the age that they get into things and get into trouble. We need to focus more on trying to get them into college. We need to focus on just bringing the whole community together as a whole. The athletes, our athletes are star football players and star basketball players. They need to go to college because kids can be role models too for other kids. If they see them go to school, then the other kids might want to not get into trouble and they want to follow behind them. So lead by example. But like one of the council people said, it takes a village to raise a child, and it starts with the home, the mother, the father, then your teachers and your counselors and your coaches. So if I'm elected and my peers are elected, then we're going to focus on getting these kids into school instead of having them go back to the schools the following year and watching the next star athletes play football. So I want to focus on that.
Thank you. Talisha Crank.
Thank you to all the candidates who came here to be heard. Thank you to everyone here in the audience that came out to hear us. Through my experiences working at the community center, the West Side, I developed a mentorship program. That program included kickboxing, yoga classes. It included storytelling hour where the focus was reading comprehension, just to name a few. And these are other avenues and ways that we can provide programs for our youth other than athletics. The program focuses mind, body, and soul. I continue to do that for our community through my outreach company, Miss Campy's Cookies. I teach health and wellness workshops to seniors on eating and cooking healthy. And I also did a workshop at the Triumphant Life Church for the women's group. I've also done a cookie making workshop on healthy cooking with youth in our community. I'm proud to be on the One Asbury ticket because we are diverse. Regardless of what color of our skin is, regardless of who we love, regardless of whether we are renters or homeowners or business owners, we found a commonality to work together for the issues here in Asbury Park for a better quality of life. It's very easy to sit in our little boxes and our unique universes, but we found a way to work together proactively to find and help for change in our community, to be connected, because we're disconnected here in Asbury Park. The One Asbury ticket connects this entire community, and I'm asking everyone in this room to support One Asbury and vote for our ticket. Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, Myra Campbell.
One Asbury is the ticket of reason. One Asbury is the ticket of change. One Asbury has a long history of each of its members volunteering both in the past, currently, and will continue to volunteer no matter what the outcome of this election is. one Asbury attends every city council meeting or on a very regular basis. You will always see some of us at the city council meeting. One Asbury knows what the city needs. And I would like to say this, one Asbury's Amy Quinn, one Asbury's Joe Warner, one Asbury's John Moore, and one Asbury's Talisha Crank. We work together as a team and as a unit. I would ask you, as you leave tonight, stop and think. If there was a misfortune that there were two people from one ticket, two from another ticket, and one from a third ticket, all of those personalities would have to jail and come together. So I ask you to vote in a block, and I certainly hope that the block that you vote for is the one Asbury block. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of the Township of Ocean, I thank you for coming to this important candidate forum. And thank you, candidates, for your participation. Thanks also to John Kaplow, Doug Ferrari, for all their efforts and initiate and coordinate this forum. Also, thanks to the VFW for providing the venue, and Asbury Media and Dolphin Grill for their sponsorship. I urge you all to vote on May 14 and encourage your friends and neighbors to do the same. Voting is a privilege and your opportunity to participate in this democracy. The polls will open on May 14th, 8 o'clock. Thank you and good night.